What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel, and in today's video we will be unboxing and showing you guys the Spirit Halloween 2023 Desmodus animatronic. So if you follow my Instagram, you would know that I have recently come in possession of these old animatronics sitting next to me here, and I was planning to make videos on them very soon. And if you didn't know about that, you should go follow the Instagram. It'll be linked in the description of this video. But I went to my first Spirit Halloween store today, and I saw this guy in person. Now, originally, this guy wasn't even on the list. I was thinking about getting Blackheart, Darling Dolly, and now Emmeline. When I saw Desmodus, I thought, oh, he's pretty cool. It's a nice bat. But when I saw him in person, I noticed how fast his jump scare was and how the wings just came out. It's just so intimidating in person. So I think it would work great in a haunted house, especially by a swamp. So I pulled the trigger and bought him. And since I'm a Spirit Halloween employee, I get the 30% discount. So it was not bad at all. And this thing is awesome, and I cannot wait to set him up. And I figured to film this video before all of these because I feel like people are going to want to watch this new animatronic be unboxed and reviewed more than a prop that was released 10-15 years ago. So this one's going to be coming first, but do not worry, for those of you who want to see the older stuff, they will be coming soon after. So let's open the box. Now, something that they are doing this year that I really like that they're doing, and they used to do years ago, is that they tape the seal of the box shut. And that is an easy way to know if this thing is factory sealed, never opened. Because I've seen on eBay and stuff, people are like brand new, just taken out of the box to test. And it's really their word against anyone else's, because there's no way to really know if something is really brand new sealed or it's been used multiple times. So this is a great indication to know if a animatronic is really brand new sealed in the box. So without further ado, I'm going to cut these seals open and see the insides of the Desmodus animatronics box. So there's just some tabs here. You pull these out, and this is great to be able to see how he comes out when it comes time to put him away. I already see that the instructions are taped right on top here, which is really interesting. And there's a bunch of hardware in here. Okay, there's some hardware. Oh, stakes. There's some stakes. That's pretty cool. So you can stake him down. Whoa. Okay. So it looks like it just gets pulled out here. So I'm going to put the box on its side and just pull everything out at once, and then I'll show you all the parts. All right, so let's gently pull this out, and be careful with this because this is what gives the box its structural support. This really helps it out. And for someone like me who wants to keep these props for a long time, I also want to make sure that the boxes are in decent condition just as well as the prop itself, because just for a collector's point of view, the box is just as important as the item itself. So here is everything that's really in the box. This is really cool. I see a lot of poles down here. They are square poles and round poles. But you also have these pieces, which I'm really intrigued because I initially thought that this was all just cloth. I was thinking this is all just cloth that looked like tree, but this is actually like a thin plastic, which is really cool. And there's, I think, 4 pieces in there. Here's one of the round poles. Here's this piece right here. It's got some welds on it and some tapes. I'm assuming a spring probably goes there. I brought the camera over a little more to get a better view of how everything goes back in the box, because I know some of you guys like to know how it packs up, how it did from the factory. Here's another rectangular pole or square pole, 2 of them actually right here. This right here is just some creepy cloth, I think, and some clothing. This doesn't seem like it has anything in it, so that's just the support for him so he doesn't collapse. I think the next thing here is the bat, so I have these ties here that I'm going to undo, and hopefully he comes out with a fairly easy pickup. Okay, so he should be ready to come out. I'm going to be gentle, making sure there's nothing pulling on him. There's still something. There he is. You can see when he came out, the wings kind of collapsed like this, so that's how he goes for storage. But then when you take him out, the wings open up a little bit. But there's the bat. He looks a little plasticky, a little shiny, but you know, that's okay. I'm not too upset about that. I really think he's pretty cool. And his main thing is not really about how realistic he looks, it's more about the jump scare that he gives. And he's got some wires and things pulling around. So up next right here we have his pop-up mech, and then we have his base with module right here. So I will twist tie these things out and then I'll show you these parts. Here's the pop-up mech right here. Looks pretty standard, looks really similar to like basically any old like techie like Peekaboo Penny or pop-up zombie. It looks really exactly alike, and it seems like for purposes of storage, it seems like it's set in the up position. There is a black line right here. I wonder if that's like how low you want it to go before you store it away. But yeah, pretty interesting. That's been the same thing over all these years. And last but not least, we have the base right here, and this thing is really tied in here, making sure it doesn't really go anywhere, which is really insane. But you know, you got to give it to them, because in shipping and stuff, these things could possibly fall off and fly around and stuff. So it's good that they are getting the care that they basically deserve. But when it comes time to store him away in my house, I probably won't be tying everything back up, because I'm very gentle with the props and they should mostly stay how they are. And then there's the adapter right here that's in the box taped in. But other than that, that is everything that's in the box. So now let's start with the setup. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking these square poles and inserting them into A to A here. And I really need to say I do like that animatronics tend to have more than just one pole. And for something like this, it definitely, I think, needs more than just one support. You look at things like Mr. Dark. I mean, Mr. Dark does have a big square pole for his support. But like things like that Home Depot witch, I do really like her. But I noticed that she just has one pole. And I just don't like that, because like I said before, with a lot of my props, just single poles, it just seems to wear out over time. It might work good when it's brand new, but as it gets older and older, that metal seems to wear down. Now it is saying to take the pop-up module here that's all encased in bubble wrap and plastic wrapping, and we are going to put that in the center here. And here we go. The pop-up mech is out of its plastic. Bunch of wires going to and from, which is really insane. That would be terrifying to try and repair in the future. But now it's saying to take a clevis pin, whatever that is. It's somewhere in this bag of hardware, I believe. Yeah, here. There's a bag of hardware that is with the instruction manuals. And we are going to take a large clevis pin, and they look all the same. Yeah, that looks about right. So we're going to take one of these pins here. We're going to put this into place. Ooh, it's all oily. We're going to make sure it is C to C like this, where the it says there's an arrow there that tells you the front, and you want the arrow to be facing towards the front. We are then going to take this longer piece and slide that through here at the base through the hole, and then we are going to lock it in place. So the clevis pin is the long shaft and the cotter pin is the little clip piece. So that is done, and hopefully it is the right way. Next we are going to take this big piece right here, this giant U, it's a U. We're going to take this U-shaped piece and snap lock it into place right here. We are now going to take this longer cylindrical pole, and we are going to slide it down these two pulley pieces through the center here, and then this will get snap locked into place. Oh, it's upside down, is it? I don't know. So once this is in place, we're going to take another clevis pin. That's what this is, but it's the smaller one, and we're going to slide that through the top here, connecting these poles together, and then we're going to use yet another cotter pin and lock that into place. So that should not go anywhere. Next, we are going to take this spring right here and stretch it all the way up. So I did have to fight a little bit to get this spring to lock into place here. I am now going to take the plastic tree stumps out of the packaging. There are 4 in total here, and I believe one of them is for his IR sensor. So you're going to take the back one, the one without the sensor and put it, just have it slide right there, it looks like. We are now going to take the body and secure this to the base here. And we can already see how towering this guy is. He is literally massive compared to me. I'm about 6 foot tall and he is already taller than me. This guy is really cool. So now what we are going to do once we pop the body on, we are going to want to secure the body to the pole, and we are going to do that by using more of these pins with the cotter pin, the cleaver pin and the cotter pin. So be sure that you secure both of the poles to him. So when I was just installing the cylindrical cleaver and cotter pin together, you are going to want to make sure that the hole is fully open and make sure everything's perfectly lined up. One thing I had to do is I had to lift the bat part up just a little bit in order to slide the cleaver pin in. And next I'm going to do the square shaft, which that one is the one that I believe controls the wings. So if I pull this down, the wings should fly open, which is really cool. And then you're gonna pin that into place as well, and then use your last cotter pin. So there he is at basically his full height. I really like how tall and menacing he looks. Now we are going to take the front plastic piece and we are going to want to secure it to the front here and make sure all the clothing is nice and free. And then we're going to take one of these black push-in clips and push that over the plastic piece to lock that in place for now. And then there are two more towards the bottom here. So you're going to take one of these small black clips and do that again on this side. Then I'm going to take the Velcro parts and Velcro all these top pieces to this black cloth right here. This is just making sure everything looks nice and clean. Here's one thing you're going to want to make sure. You want to make sure that this wire is fished, but inside of the clothing here. Somehow mine seems like it popped out. Then we're going to Velcro these parts all in. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to make sure all the wires are plugged in, and you're just going to want to connect all wires to their respective lettering. And I really have to say, even the plugs on this are so much better updated than the other plugs that we've had on animatronics for the longest time. These seem so much better and more durable and easier to work on if a connection somehow breaks off. It is really nice to see how far Techie has come over the past 10 or so years. So once you have this piece right in here to make sure all the wires are nice and protected from being pulled on, you're going to want to take the last set of these plastic tree stump pieces, but you're going to want to put on the back piece first, I believe, because the back piece has Velcro on the outsides for this one to then be pushed on from the front. And then you are going to want to take your push pins again and snap these guys together. Just like we did on the top, you are going to want to make sure all the Velcro is fixed the best you possibly can get it, just to make the tree look the most flush without any openings in it. And then you're going to push pin those last two pins, the black pins on either side here. And then what we are going to do is we are going to take this clothing piece. That's not it, that's a sandbag. This clothing piece, we're going to take this out, and this is kind of like the tree stump for Desmodus. So then you're going to want to take this metal piece right here that's on the base and make sure that this tree stump is actually on the inside part. And then we are going to take the clothing here, wrap it around the bottom here. I'm going to turn him around here and make it easier on myself. Like I said, take it around the bottom here, make sure it's fully wrapped around. And then we are going to Velcro this piece together like this, and this will cover up our control box. I do like how this turned out. I think it could use some like leaves or something. Fake leaves would be nice. I think that would help aid to make it look like a tree stump, because I remember in the original video and stuff, I originally thought this was actually like a pillar of some sort that the bat was sitting on. But no, it is a tree stump. So that is Desmodus the bat, and he is basically complete. I now only have to plug him in and we will get to his demo. I will do a daytime demo for you to see really what he does, and a nighttime demo to see what he could possibly look like at night. All right, he is all ready to go. I'm just going to plug him in. Hopefully he retracts. That would be hopeful. Oh, there he goes. Slowly going down. He takes a while, I think, but that's okay. All right, moment of truth. Here's his try me button. Here we go. Wow. Awesome. So there is the all-new 2023 Desmodus Animatronic. What an awesome piece to add to anyone's collection. This thing is so unique. I love how the wings just really fly open. It's basically very similar to Jack Straw, only this thing is 10 times better because the wings are more noticeable of how they flap up. It almost looks like he's about to take flight because he jumps off of his pillar. Spirit Halloween and Techie knocked it out of the park with this thing. He is definitely going to be awesome in the swamp area. That's where I believe I'm going to probably put him. I think he fits best there. And I also have a Screeching Bat and Lord Doc Canavar, and I could probably make their own theme maybe, possibly. Not too sure. We will figure that out when Halloween draws closer, but I really love this animatronic. Definitely would recommend. I think the price is more than fair. $230, I believe. And for what you get, this thing is awesome. Again, Techie designed, made an awesome animatronic with Spirit Halloween. And I really think this thing is one of the best out of the year. Again, I did not think that more than a week ago. I thought it was like, whatever. But this thing is amazing. I love the sound that this thing has as well. And just the structural support and integrity is insane. Now, when it comes time to leave him up, I would not leave him in the down position. I think it would be best for him to sit up because if you think about it, this spring that you have to pull on is in the relaxed position right now. It is as relaxed as it can go. It is actually still very high tension because it was a little bit of a pain to put it on the little lip that it goes on. So it is still stretched slightly, but then there's also a spring inside the pop-up mech. You want to make sure that one's extended and then this one's nice and relaxed. But I think the best method would be to actually like take it apart and make sure everything's relaxed. I thought about disconnecting the one spring that you have to pull on, but then I'm worried about all the stress being put onto the pop-up mech. So that might not be the best idea. So I think I'm going to leave it like this, just the old tried and true, leave it in the up position method. So that is about the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking the video. And if you have any questions, just comment them down below. I will try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. And that is about the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.